Hello, 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 Nicole Rose, back here to make your day. Oh my God, should that be our new tagline? I'm sure you guys have noticed by now. We are going like as low budget, as real, as authentic. Let's use that word instead. As authentic as possible, where I am just doing these when I have time and getting them out for you every week and really cutting to the chase, giving you these short 10-minute tools to shape, mold, shift your energy, to raise your vibration so that you can just be your best self every single day. And there's no frills, right? I don't have that whole intro anymore, and we don't have the outro, and there's no cool house beat below my voice right now, although like I kind of want that. But I know that what you're really here for is the info, the intel, right? The inside scoop on living your best life, because I saw you. I saw all you guys download the episode the first week. I'm so grateful. Thank you for allowing me to have that pause, that break, that space to create the biggest, best things that I've ever made in my life and in this business, our new program, which I am so freaking excited about. And I'll tell you a little about later. But I am just floored and honored to be back here with you guys. And thank you so much for holding space for me and giving me, the time to throw myself into building our program and still tuning in when I came back, not hitting unsubscribe or unfollow because I hadn't been there for a couple months. So I really appreciate you. I'll just be honest. Of course, that was a fear of mine, but something that I know as a coach is sometimes we just have to focus, right? Sometimes we just have to go with what we are receiving from our higher self, from our own guidance and our intuition. And for me at the time, it was really take a pause so I could throw myself into taking the business to the next level and then come back to you guys with way more value to offer you. And here we are. So I love you guys. Today, we are going to talk about, do you need a life coach, right? Why or why not? And 2 tools to listen to your inner authority, okay? This is going to be very helpful for people who are still having a hard time kind of connecting through meditation or any other mindfulness practice that you're using. I think this will be helpful and maybe eye-opening for you. Little housekeeping. Don't forget, I have an upcoming workshop on December 13th. And it is going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern. The sign-up link is below in the show notes. So drop it like it's hot. Go grab your spot. We are only letting 100 people into this workshop. My last one had 400 registrants. So really, if you want to be there, put it in your calendar. Sign up now, because I put all of my best content into this workshop. I am going to give you a framework for building your own roadmap to your best self in 2023. And it is freaking fire. I just gave it to my own team today, and you should have seen the looks on their faces. So let's go, baby. Grab that link and join me on December 13th. Okay. Now that's out of the way. I'm going to take a little breather and get into this episode with you today. So I have been asked many times if I am a life coach. I mean, you might even be wondering that yourself right now. Let's be honest. Like, what is this chick? What's she doing with her life, right? Like, what kind of a coach is she? I mean, I don't even really think of myself as a coach, because I see myself as a creator of tools, right? As a creator of the Manifest Mindset, which is my flagship tool. But I am a coach at the end of the day, and I've been training for several years, over a decade. Both my parents are brain doctors, psychiatry and neurology, and I have also been studying psychology and sociology since Emory University. So yes, I am a coach, but I want to talk about the concept of life coach, right? Because it's so popular right now. I have so many friends that are saying they need a life coach, or they want a life coach, or even clients of mine have referred me or asked me after they've enrolled, like, you're my life coach, right? Or are you a life coach before they enrolled? And, first of all, I am whatever you want me to be, right? At the end of the day, these are just semantics and it doesn't really matter. But I do want to discuss how we're all thinking about this and having this conversation, because that might at least shed some light on what you're actually looking for. And I'm going to give you a framework so that you know what to look for if you do want to find your own coach, whether that's me or somebody else. So a client who actually ended up enrolling with me a couple of weeks ago asked me, she was looking for a life coach and she was like, is that what you do? And, I usually just say yes to that because it's easier than explaining that I actually help you rewire and reprogram your conscious and subconscious brain, right? It's kind of a mouthful. So I said yes, and I realized that this is a popular conversation right now, and I want to help you guys understand what's the best fit for you. So the way that I view my profession, and I've actually kind of always looked at my purpose like this, my goal is to be of the highest good that I can to the world. Like, point blank, how can I be of the highest good for all? I ask God, I ask Source, I ask that in meditation all the time. I spent a month asking that actually a couple of years ago before I pivoted into this business, right? When I left DJing and television and I went into this business 110%, this is the answer that came after 31 days of meditating on my purpose, meditating and journaling. So, yes, my expression of being of the highest good has changed over the years, but it's always been about raising the vibration of the people that I come into contact with. So there's always been that common thread, and I'm sure if you are looking at your own lives, you can pull at common threads too. So, in my opinion, the world doesn't need more life coaches, right? Life in quotes there. And people don't need more dependencies, okay? The shift that I want you to have in your thinking is to start searching for answers within you, right? Instead of always being on this external search, looking for the answers in all of these places that are outside of ourselves, how can we look within to receive intuition, downloads, guidance, and answers, okay? So that's one reason why the term is not my favorite. Number two, hiring a life coach implies that something is wrong with your life. And yes, there is always more work to do. That is part of the joy of manifesting on earth. There's always fine-tuning and shifting and tweaking and evolving. But part of that growth is just accepting where you are now and not resisting it, okay? A quick fix is just looking for the answers outside of yourself. And we are in this kind of microwave economy where we're just looking for outside forces to do it for us. But there's a problem with that. No one else knows what is exactly authentic for us but us. Why? Because we can feel it. We can feel it in our bodies, our subconscious brain. The reason it's 90% of your brain and your brain is up here, it's very small. The reason your subconscious is 90% is because it's housed throughout your whole body. And there's so much information that we can receive when we start to connect with how things make us feel, okay? Also, last thing about, the term life coach, the word life is very temporary, right? That might be 80, 90, 100 years on earth, and that's really just too superficial. It's only scratching the surface. It's like putting a Band-Aid on a broken bone. It's not really going to heal that well. It doesn't come close to defining the scope of the transformation that is available to you when you learn how to connect to your own source. We are all energy and we live beyond these lives, right? This is actually a point that I made in my most recent TEDx talk, is that energy never dies, it is only transmuted. And we know this. Go and watch Surviving Death on Netflix. I am not the only person saying this. This has been studied, y'all. Energy doesn't die. And so the goal in our life on earth is to learn to heal and mold our energy for the next leg of the journey. Okay, I hope you heard that because that was big. Your energy is eternal. And I see life coaching as kind of one-dimensional, right? But what I'm talking about is much more of a spiritual nature. It's all of you, every aspect of you, the physical you and the non-physical you, blended together. So, what I suggest, even if you do want to hire some type of coach, whether that's me or someone else, is look for a framework that will help you extract answers from yourself, because everything that you need is already within you. And like I said, you're the only person who knows what is authentically right for you. Okay, so for me, I have a two-part process, okay, from going from confusion to clarity, right? Getting out of our ego and our heads, our logical, rational brains, and into our heart space, into our higher self, into this receptivity mode where we can connect with our energy, our source, and God, whatever your system is, whatever you believe in, so that we can be of the highest good, okay? And so part of this is learning to connect and listen to our own inner authority, right? To be able to hear those messages, however they come for you, to be able to receive downloads and intuition. In human design, they call this specifically inner authority, and they tell you for each different human design type where your inner authority is located to help you feel into it. So I'm a generator. The law of attraction is very alive and real, so I'm sure a bunch of you are generators too. And generators have sacral authority deep down in our guts, right? And so what that means is that we can often feel the energy there. You need to test for yourself and see how you know what is true for you. We did an older episode on learning to listen to your intuition with my own intuition coach, Colby Revel. Go down and get it if you want to hear more about this. These are short, quick hits. So I don't want to get too deep into that. But if you don't know your human design type, you can look up your chart at myhumandesign.com and just get a quick overview of what your own authority is. So for me, I might feel it in my gut. I might hear it. My gut might be making sounds, guttural sounds. I can literally hear it sometimes. I also receive authority by feeling energy moving throughout my whole body, coursing up and down. I can feel my own connection. It's taken me time to develop that. This is not an overnight process. Once again, this is not a quick fix, but this is the fix, right? So it's like we can keep going out there and looking for this coach and this therapist and that pill and this and whatever. But at the end of the day, this is the answer. It's learning how to know what is in alignment with you, okay? So in all my years of manifesting crazy wild things in my life, you guys know, insane DJ business, TV show, celebrity mentor, whatever, right? I have learned that you need two things, okay, to be able to connect with your higher self and develop your own inner authority. So one, you need a process for channeling answers from your higher self. That could be meditation, visualization, hypnosis, journaling. Maybe you have something else that works for you. Great. I'm not here to knock it. Everybody's a little different. We all have different energetic makeups, right? So our way of connecting can be unique to us. And number two, you need a way to reprogram that information into your human brain, into your conscious and subconscious, okay? So that you get lasting results. The subconscious is the key there, right? Because it's 90% of your brain and we don't know a ton about it. But what we do know is that it creates your reality. It determines your habits, the actions you take, a lot of the beliefs that you hold about yourself, especially the limiting ones, and it builds your reality to reflect your beliefs. And over time, as we get older, as traumas happen and life occurs and pandemics go on and whatever, we can get some pretty wonky beliefs stuck inside of our brains. So, if you do decide that you want a coach, ask about their process, their tools, and their structure. Actually, one of my students said that to me the other day. She said that she was so pleasantly surprised by how structured my program is. And to me, that was like such a big compliment because that is something that I went under the radar, really working on refining making it so super clear so that a fifth grader could use my system for reprogramming their subconscious brain to achieve their goals, right? So the point is, you want someone who's going to give you the equation, not just the answer to this one temporary problem. Guys, I'm not going to edit this episode, but not to this one problem, right? I'm talking so fast, I'm getting tongue twisters, but I have to get on a session with one of my students soon. So you also want someone who's going to teach you, right? Give you the tools to be your own coach, okay? Most of the women that I've ever worked with don't need me after 3 or 4 months. It's not that I want to write myself out of a job. There's certainly thousands, millions more people to help, but it's that they have the tools and they are reprogramming their subconscious so that they aren't running into the same problems, right? Now, I've had a couple clients, and I still have a coach, right, that have stayed on longer because they're super, super high-powered women, and they just want to pay a premium to get through to answers quickly, and we're super aligned, and so I receive intuition for them. I make their life easier, and boom, they're running a family, an entire team, maybe an entire bank, and this is helpful for them, but most people don't. You shouldn't need your life coach after a couple of months, maybe half a year max, or they are not giving you all the tools, right? You want them to peel back the hood of the car, not just make you come drink from the well every time you need help. My point is essentially that we just don't want to be building any more dependencies in an already saturated world where we have tons of dependencies, right? You want someone who's going to help you empower yourself to become your own coach, right? I always say in my program, it's like I teach you to be your own guru because I teach you how to seek and find the answers from within, and that gift is gold, honey. The funny thing is, a friend called me this morning. It's Art Basel in Miami right now, if any of y'all are up with that. But point being, they all went to an event last night. I stayed in. I'm working on finishing my best workshop ever, the one that you're going to come to on December 13th. Quick little plug. And she was like, this chick that we know is really throwing lots of shade at me. I don't know why. Do you think I should confront her? She made such a scene last night. I feel like she's talking shit about me. What do you think I should do? And the funny thing is, it's like I don't even have to answer these questions anymore. I'm always happy to, right? I'm still a human living a human experience, and I love being involved in my besties' lives. But my answer is almost always the same. Did you meditate on it? What did you feel? What did you receive? And they'll always be like, no, this is a problem. Like, it's happening now. And I'm like, yeah, that's the solution. We got to get you off the vibration of the problem so that you can get into alignment with the answer. So, if you want to learn some more tools for free for manifesting your best self and your best year in 2023, then don't forget to click the link below and sign up for my Manifesting Your Best Self workshop. It is going to be straight fire, and I would love to see you there. I'll leave y'all with this, just a little mantra for today. We are always on the path. We are always being guided, and our energy is eternal. I love you. Never forget it, and I will be back with you soon next week.